Good afternoon. So I'm going to share with you um, some very exciting news of something I just had the opportunity to see in Uganda. I say it's very exciting because I think we've never seen something like this, and the way it can impact the quality of life of people, especially of those who are entrepreneurs in the bottom of the pyramid. So, Genesis Empresarial is a foundation, 35 years old. We're a non-profit institution, and our main focus is to improve the quality of life of those in vulnerable status. So everything we do, every product we design, every service we provide is geared towards improving this quality of life. Innovation Village is a concept that I had the privilege of seeing in Uganda. And the way it works, it's really something that has transformed many of the ideas on what we want to do in Guatemala and what we want to create and how we want to impact communities along Guatemala. So I'm going to share with you a video of Innovation Village, and then I'll share with you the story, because the story of Innovation Village is really, really something else. All right?
Innovation in Uganda has grown. Welcome to the Innovation Village, a place where every idea counts. Our story started in 2014. The Innovation Awards were our light bulb moment. Then, 3 teams were awarded out of 100 plus submissions, which left the 97 entrepreneurs for dead. In 2015, we launched the Innovation Village as an idea to explore better ways to support the 97 entrepreneurs. In 2016, we opened our doors to over 820 entrepreneurs who showed us that potential is unlimited and opportunities are not. Fast forward to 2021, we have a robust ecosystem of entrepreneurs, private sector, academia, government, development community, and investors working together to harness innovation and entrepreneurship in Uganda. We have devised avenues to leverage innovation, entrepreneurship, and technology as a driver for socio-economic transformation. We have a broad community of innovators solving sector-specific challenges under the Future Lab. We have opened up the same spaces across the country in Barara, working with different entrepreneurs like Asiat, Gulu, at formerly the largest bar, now a space that converges young creators. And Ginger, the home of the Nile, to further tap into the innovative potential of the youths who are the biggest population in Uganda. Under our ventures arm, we have opened Moti, East Africa's biggest makerspace, attracting over 3,000 young people in the creative economy in an impactful and sustainable way. Kole Uganda, a marketplace that links the public to blue-collar businesses and service providers. Upskill, a skilling platform for people looking to upgrade their employability skills by providing tools, training, and a marketplace. 1,041 jobs have been created, 519 businesses have been opened, and 136 youths have been linked to jobs under the Next Wave program. We have noted that funding is one of the problems faced by the entrepreneurs and have gone ahead to launch the 97 Fund to build and invest in high-growth early-stage companies. And the Kampala Angel Investor Network, CAIN, as a collection point for people interested in investing in Ugandan startups. All of these solving the pressing challenge of unemployment. Basically, Basically, we are a convergence of network, talent, capital, and physical assets leading Uganda and the region into the fourth industrial revolution. This is our contribution.
So, Innovation Village was supposed to be presented. Thank you. Thank you. Was supposed to be presented by C.K. Jaffet. He is the creator of this. He was here yesterday, but he had to leave today. So he gave me the chance to explain to you what I saw in Uganda. So him, being an entrepreneur, he came for a very, very tough job. He was an educator, and his salary was around $20 a month. And he couldn't afford to buy his shoes for his brother's wedding. So he decided he had to do something different. And he started helping entrepreneurs. He would get a loan, and he would give that loan to entrepreneurs that were his students. Can you imagine the faith he had on his pupils? So he created Innovation Village as the first technological hub in Uganda. He later grew this Innovation Village into what it's called Motive. Motive is a huge ecosystem of manufacturers that have different trades in working the creation and development of products. So it's not only a technological hub, but it's also a final product hub for development products. So I had the privilege of going to Uganda, meeting CK, and understanding how the ecosystem works. And for those of you who were at the Impact meeting, this is exactly what Impact does. We went, and I said, this would be wonderful for our country. So now we're launching the Innovation Village under the Impact brand in Guatemala. So what is the whole idea? Is to create ecosystems in one place where people that have different interests in creating different types of products can cooperate and can generate synergies into different areas of trade. So let me give you an example. In this space, imagine a big warehouse. Each container is a different business. In this container, you have a beautiful lady that came from a city on the rural area that wanted to create clothing for women that had sensitive skin when they sleep. She had this dream. She came down, and then she was educated on business. Beside her, there was another container. This other container had machines, sewing machines, that another entrepreneur wanted to create a maquila. Another container had young kids that wanted to become graphic designers, and so on. There's another one that had a container of kids that wanted to create a franchise of coffee shop. And then another one, there were carpenters, mechanics. So these people learned, they knew their trade, but they wanted to be entrepreneurs. They wanted to build businesses. So in this ecosystem, the lady that wanted to create her clothing had somebody to actually make it. And then there was somebody that was making the web page so she can share her clothing to the world. But here is a guy that wants to build a franchise of coffee shops, giving food to everybody and coffee to everybody to taste his foods. So you see where I'm getting at. So it's one place where entrepreneurs share their knowledge, share their products, share their passion. And once the companies are growing, they leave. And they become entrepreneurs, and they grow. In Guatemala, we have the privilege of working with around 350,000 entrepreneurs that are great at what they do, but they need scale. They want to grow. And although we provide technical assistance and we provide heavy training, we need them to become bigger entrepreneurs and expand their products outside their communities. And this is where Motive, and this is where Innovation Village came, thanks to Impact, who are now our anchor for this machine to become the propulsion to make these companies grow. So, in the context, with University Francisco Marroquin, our vision is to create talent, to develop talent, to improve the talent of these entrepreneurs so they can become businessmen and grow their businesses with a purpose of exporting or expanding. This dream of creating this concept is in the essence of, in the DNA of what Genesis does. For each one of our customers, we measure one by one what their social and economic impact is with every product we provide to them. So with this solution, we plan to create a faster path to grow out of poverty. At the beginning of our journey, we were expecting to alleviate poverty in a time frame of about 13 years. We've been working very closely with Universidad Francisco Marroquin to try to shorten this span, and now we're aiming at least 7 years. So we've cut by half the time in which we can alleviate poverty, allocating products that are quality, socially focused on the improvement of this quality of life. So this concept under the Impact machine is geared toward that. And we plan to open the first 2 studios in Antigua, one from University Francisco Marroquin and one from Genesis, that will be open very soon to start gathering these entrepreneurs that want to start growing their business. So we were very passionate about this, and as you can see, I'm not talking about technology. I've been talking only about final products. But technology is also a big part of our program, because we understand that most of the work that we need to develop in Guatemala, it's toward ag value chains. How do we improve in a country that is highly dependable on agriculture, make these customers more profitable? As you heard Sami and Pratik mention before, the profits that end up at the people that are growing the products is where the least amount of money comes. And that's where we want to impact. And that's where we want to create value chains, shorten value chains, so most of the profits stay there. And we can develop our communities with technology that will shorten those value chains and provide better ways for our farmers to become more profitable. As part of Genesis programs, in our communities that we operate, using in providing our agricultural products and services, our main focus is this: how do we train? How do we provide the better seeds, the better products, and the better tools? As an example, we're launching on Tuesday one of the probably the most innovative tools in the world, geared toward impacting how farmers deal with climate change, with climate patterns, when is proper to harvest, when is proper to plant, when is proper to fertilize, what are the prices in the markets nearby, how do I collaborate with other farmers on what is the best seed. We have a taxonomy of about 25,000 plants that we know which fertilizers are the best, in which locations the yields will be higher, in which prices are the least subject to variations. So with this, we're providing our farmers with technology that it's only in Guatemala at this time. And this is what we focus on, providing this type of technologies to increase these types of productivity. The system can even tell you, based on my location, which variety of a plant is better for the yields this piece of land is going to give me. So if I'm planning on planting certain variety of coffee, the system will tell you, for this spot, it's better this other one. So technology plays a very, very important part on the products and services that we provide. And this is also part of this innovation hub. Trying to find all these technologies that solve problems for bigger corporations. And there's where the opportunity lies for anyone, any company, any entrepreneur that wants to join us in this effort. Come along. We are very, very focused in collaborative venues. We love to do partnerships with institutions that are focused also in our purpose. Our purpose is the improvement of quality of life of those in need. So I thank you very much for listening. And if you have any questions, I will be more than glad to share with them.
Very much. Before you leave, I'm pretty sure everyone here has a couple of questions or would like to know how to participate on this endeavor. So I don't know if anyone wants to raise their hands, contribute with information, ideas, or any questions that you might have. No one? Yeah, we have one right here.
For the entrepreneurs that are going to be joining the Innovation Village, do you choose them? Do you select them? Is a contest or open invitation to anyone? Or what are the main conditions that you're seeking to be part of this Innovation Hub?
That is a great question. I thank you very much because that was a very important part I missed. In entrepreneurship, as we've shared the experience of the Innovation Hub and in other areas, 3% of entrepreneurs get the right funding for their projects. So when you have competitions, you see 100, 200 ideas, probably all good, but only 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 are selected. What happens with the other 196? And that's where impact comes in. You just send us your information. We'll send you back a form. With that form, you will go through a process. And the idea is that no idea goes, the idea behind the process is that no entrepreneurial idea goes left over. And that's where the process of talent incubation begins. And that's where the university and Genesis play a big role in the process. Because first of all, is talent incubation. After talent is incubated, we do business incubator. And the business incubator is once those projects are being conceived and feasible, we're ready to make them and put them in the acceleration process. And that acceleration process is where the impact machinery comes and aids those projects to expand.
Thank you very much. I don't know if anyone else. Oh, thank you. We have a woman here. What's your name again, ma'am?
Luisa,
Lisa.
thank
Go
you
ahead.
so much. Congratulations on the wonderful projects. Since you are going to focus a lot on agriculture, I would like to know if you are focusing on regenerative agriculture.
Oh.
Because there is a lot of wisdom in regenerative agriculture where you solve the climate change, the climate problems altogether, so we don't come back to feed the vicious cycle of agriculture feeding the climate change and greenhouse gas emissions. So,
See,
regenerative.
Sammy is in heaven right now because of that question.
Thank you so
Yes.
much. Okay.
So we have around 150 agronomists working for us. And the tools we provide them for understanding the quality of soil, the practices, and the tools we use to evaluate a project includes carbon print, water print, anything that has to do with climate change. So when we talked about the Climatica tool, the idea to provide the better seeds, the better fertilizers, is to provide the best tools that are going to be eco-friendly. For example, he says to me, when are we going to stop plowing the lands? Because plowing the lands extract oxygen from the land. So these practices we have to implement on a timely basis, but it's part of the, okay, it's part of the process of educating our agronomists and our farmers. Talking about, yes, Shashi.
Well, we have one more question. Thank you. Sorry. Our sir over there from sky blue shirt, which is not longer sky blue because it started to rain. So scooch over, people. You'll be more
Hi.
participating
My
in
name is
this.
Shashi. I'm coming from India and Canada. One of the problems that I have seen in my sort of various careers is exploitation of knowledge. Exploitation of whatever either ancient knowledge or current knowledge is stolen. Rights and so on, people talk about. But the maximum of that happens in some of the most advanced countries. Now, how do you prevent, because this is very important, some new innovations, new technologies and so on would be developed by these young people. And then somebody comes, then next day you find a patent application submitted. So some of these things become very serious issues and they go into all kinds of legal issues and so on also. Companies are good at it, corporates are good at it, and many organizations.
Yeah, well, for us, and I thank you for the question, education is as important as our financial services. We spend a lot of resources on a yearly basis to train around 500,000 customers and non-customers. So sharing knowledge is probably one of the biggest assets that Genesis has as a foundation, and as well as sharing our tools that are focused on social development. Because, you know, when you give a loan, typically financial institutions are not thinking in what is the direct benefit that loan is going to provide a customer.
Meow.
In our case, we do. And we measure. And we do anthropology studies to validate that if we're going to improve the floor of a house, why is that important? What impact does has on a house? On kids getting sick for bacteria or viruses, whatever. So these technologies we offer and we share with the world for those companies that want to engage in social performance. Because at the end of the day, we're firm believers that social performance is what makes a difference in a financial institution.